Hello guys, I'm John BenderWaffles out just here with a quick addendum to yesterday's episode. Yesterday's episode being episode 8, where we covered basic NPC events. So we had people, signs, shopkeepers, innkeepers, all that sort of stuff. During that episode, I mentioned that you could have special like text commands within the message boxes that will change up the way that you do some things, and I'm going to show you a couple of commands that are super common, and then I'm going to give you a link down in the description below that's going to have a lot more commands. Now the link down in the description below is for commands that were used in, I believe, 2003. So some of them might not necessarily function exactly the same, but they're going to be pretty close. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new event. We're just going to have a person here, and it's just going to be, let's call him boy 1, because it's going to be a small boy. Let's find a sprite for it. Here we go. So that's what his sprite is going to be. We're going to have him walk around randomly, blah, blah, blah. We covered all of this in episode 8. If you haven't seen that episode, go watch it. So now we're just going to go here and we're going to go new. And we're going to go to show text, and it's going to bring up his message box. We're going to set his face, graphic, everything, just like we did in the previous one. Now here's where we get sort of interesting. First thing we're going to do is when we want him to be talking about where he is. So he's like, welcome to Port Town. Now, when you hit preview, that's going to look like, it looks like a text box. There's nothing fancy about that. But what if we wanted to, sort of accentuate Port Town? We wanted to draw attention to Port Town. Well, what we can do is we can use a color code, as it were, that will change the color of the word. So let's go ahead and let's type, I believe this is \C, and then do a bracket, regular bracket, not like the squiggly one with the line, and then pick a number. We are going to try 2 on this one, and then close that bracket and don't have a space to the next word. And now when we click preview, Port Town is orange. That's going to draw your player's attention to Port Town. It's going to emphasize it a lot more. But we have a problem here in that the exclamation point here is also orange. We don't want that. So what we're going to do is we will basically just put in the code to change it back, which is C0. If you see, there you go. Port Town is now in that orange color. As I said, that is going to draw attention to it. Now, what if we want him to... Let's think about what we would want him to do. What if we wanted him to call out the player's name? So we want him to talk about the person who is the leader of our party. In this case, that would be Darian. So what we're going to do is be like, my name is, let's call him Josh, just cause. And we want to draw attention to that, so yet again, we're going to do the color code, and we're going to do a 2 color code. And we want that to stop, so after that, it's going to be C0 summation point. Now we can do multiple text boxes. If we want someone to say something and then a new text box appear, we can just, as you see here, we have 2 text boxes. And so what that'll do is they'll go one after the other. As you hit action, they'll continue to play through. So we want him to talk again, and he's going to be like, without cap lock on, and if I can type, what's yours? Cool. So what's yours? He's going to be, we'll show the actor's face. And we'll do ellipses because silent protagonists are cool. And then new, show text. Find the face box again. And be like, oh, N bracket. And then your actor's number. Within the database, your actors are assigned numbers. It's like 00001 or 00002. You can just do the number without the zeros and it'll still recognize it. So do that. And that's kind of just a short form way of writing the player's name out. Or like if you have a system in place where your player gets to name the character, that's going to always draw attention. See, now it says the character's name. And we want to give it some color. Now you can use other colors. There are other numbers, so just go ahead and just play around with it. And you'll figure out which colors you like. So that looks complicated, but all that does is it does that. So we'll end this text conversation with him just being like, again, I can't type. I have a nasty habit of using caps lock. Don't get into that habit. That's a cool name. Cool. Click apply. Click OK. Save your game. And go in. And, new game. Whatever. Oops. Hit the mic stand. That's not good. So now he's just chilling. He's walking around. Whatever. We'll go up. We'll talk to him. Welcome to Port Town. My name is Josh. What's yours? ... Darian. That's a cool name. Effectively, what we just did was we created a very basic cutscene-esque sort of thing where we had a player interacting with something beyond like your surface level. That's a bit more of a dynamic NPC. And we also have a character who is now hiding behind a house with the other guy. We now have a character who, through his text, will draw the player's attention to something that we want him to draw attention to. Using something like the text code will allow us to sort of draw the player's attention, sort of get them to start thinking about things, because they see, let's say that this we had a kid in the snow town talking about Port Town, and we changed the color of Port Town. The player is going to know, oh, that's important, and they're going to register that, and they're going to remember that. It's a little basic, like, sort of psychological tool that you can use to get your players to do what you want. Now I'm going to show you one more cool trick. This is another text code that I find to be super useful. We're going to go here and be like, how much money do you have? And we will change, obviously put the face. That's going to look cool. But what we're going to do is we're going to put in a little text code that will display our monies in the, it'll be, I believe, in the upper right corner. So click OK, click apply, and let's go. Talk to him again before he walks around. Welcome to Port Town. My name is Josh. What's yours? ... Darian. That's a cool name. How much money do you have? We have no money. You see up here in the corner? It showed the text box. Now that can be really, really useful when you, for instance, go in here. We have, our shopkeep guy. We can just, in this first one here, be like, do you want to buy some equipment? Put in the text code. Click apply, click OK. Now let's go in and let's actually test him out with a shopkeep. This is something that you might want to think about doing, because this is information that could be really useful for your player. So they go in and they talk to him, and one of the first things they see, they get the yes, and their gold amount pops up. They click no, it goes away. Now let's try getting some gold, and let's see if that changes. Yeah, see? Now we have gold. That's just that's a neat little trick. That way your players don't have to like be like, oh, I don't know, do I have money? And then like either go into the menu to see or go into the main menu to see before they decide to buy. So that's just kind of a interesting couple of tricks, guys. I'm gonna keep this short, and I'm going to go now. So if you guys have any more questions or anything about text code, leave a comment down below, or you can tweet at me on Twitter, message me on Facebook. All that information is in the description. Guys, if you liked this video, give it a like. If you disliked it, give it a dislike. And if you want more stuff like this, you can support me directly via Patreon. Again, all the information for that stuff's down in the description. Otherwise, guys, you could just don't forget to subscribe to me, and have a good one.